All right, so today guys we have a 2017 Lotus Exige 350 Sport, and before I go into specs and all that, I'm just going to say this off the bat. If you're watching this video, this is the most impractical car to buy for the road. It's a race car for the road. So if you're looking at buying a sports car, make sure you have a car at home that you can use every day, because you would not be using this. But in saying so, I love this car and I respect it so much, and I love everything about it. I love how impractical it is. I love the fact that it doesn't have power steering. I love the fact that it doesn't have all the creature comforts as most cars. So I can't fault it at all. I love that because I'm a car enthusiast, and any other car enthusiast would love this car. Just about the history of Lotus and just the car itself. But that is that. Let's talk about specs. So we have a 3.5 litre V6 supercharged. The actual V6 comes from a Toyota Camry, believe it or not. So you got reliability there, so it's not going to break, okay? So it's got a Toyota engine, so you'll be sure to know that that would be quite reliable. So figures, you've got 258 kilowatts, 400 newton meters of torque, 0 to 100 in 3.9 seconds, sending all that power to the rear wheels via a manual gearbox, 6-speed manual gearbox. But yeah, that's it. It's pretty raw, it's pretty basic, guys. There is nothing to it. All the vents on this car are real. There is no fakery. So vents up here are real, vents down here are real, the vents here are real. It's got a tow hook. I think that's aftermarket. I'm pretty sure that it come from Lotus. But all the vents are real. Everything is designed for aerodynamics, keeping this car to the ground. So all the body panels and everything lead to the sides, all the way to that massive rear wing to keep this car on the ground. And you can, trust me, you'll notice it when we take it for a test drive. It's insane. Okay, before I go into specs on the side, guys, and talking about the setup of the brakes and the wheels, let's just talk about this roof. So this roof is retractable. You can turn it into a convertible. Takes a long time. So if you have the time, if you want to do it, do it. Otherwise, I like the hard top. I'd rather just that instead of the soft top or the convertible. But yeah, that is retractable, just to let you know. The fronts are 17s, the rears are 18s, okay? So you've got two 25s at the front and two 6.5s at the rear. This car in particular is running semi-slicks, all right? So it is quite grippy to the road, but you do have to warm those bad boys up, otherwise you're gonna be sliding everywhere. Your pistons at the front, you got 4 pistons at the front and 4 pistons at the rear, and that is practically it. The car is priced around about $150,000, and it weighs about 1,100 kilos, just over 1,100, just shy. This car is in the pursuit of lightness, so everything is lightened on this car. Aluminium literally everywhere, and there's literally nothing but a steering wheel, and that's it. You'll see when we get in the interior, it's ridiculous. But yeah, this car is just, honestly, it's true to what it is. It's trying to be a lightweight supercar. So again, guys, about these vents, real and real. Even though this one's got a bit of fakery here, it does have real right in the center that it sends the air from there around the tires, in through here, around the side of the car, feeds it back through here, and then out the rear. So the vents are real. Aerodynamics is key on this car. So even the under tray is almost completely flat, and just everything serves a purpose for just being stable at high speeds. So I love that too. All right, guys, so the rear end. So you have a real wing, real carbon wing. This is off the 430 Cup, so the replica. So there's an actual wing that actually does create downforce. There is an actual rear diffuser that actually diffuses. Everything on this car is real, unlike most cars, which is like having a sock in your pants, which most cars have fakery everywhere, which does nothing at all, except for just trying to show off that you have something which you don't. You get what I mean? Anyways, we won't talk about that, we won't go into that, but everything serves a purpose on this car, which I love. I love these LED rear tail lights, they're cool. And I just love the big ass Lotus badge at the back. I just like this car all together, just the way it looks. It's very aggressive, very wide, very intimidating. It's just an awesome looking car, and the exhaust is real. That isn't fake, it's a real exhaust. And it's quite loud, which we'll show you later on, and sounds insane. But yeah, and I love how low the car is, it's just nuts. All right guys, so practicality. I'm gonna open the boot, show you the boot space, which is quite small. Besides that, let's just talk about this wing quickly. It is adjustable, which is just sick. I just love that everything on this car is adjustable for track purposes, or if you just want a ridiculous fast street car, it's just insane. But yeah, let's open this up. That is quite light. And there is the engine and the boot space. Not a lot, to be fair. Like, it fits my bag and Lucas's camera equipment, but that's about it. Other than that, you're not going to fit much in here. But again, you're not buying that for that purpose. I'm just showing you that there's not a lot of space in here, but who cares? Like, if that fits your helmet, and your racing gear. That's all you care about. Engine isn't the prettiest engine in the world, but it's functional. It serves its purpose by creating a lot of power and just making this car outlandishly quick and fun to drive. But yeah, very reliable, because again, it is a Toyota motor. But that's pretty much in the boot, guys, or the trunk, or the front, or whatever the hell you want to call it, the middle of the car, the end of the car, whatever you want to call it. That's the engine, that's the boot. We are done. Okay, so the interior. Most videos we talk on and on and on about the interior because there's a lot. This is going to probably be the shortest one. So let's just go from the top. Radio, air conditioning. That's it. I'm not joking. There's nothing else in this car. Like, yes, things are covered in leather, like the door sills, which are huge, like outlandishly huge. Like the monocoque in here is really small. If you've got a friend in here, you're going to be very close to him. So make sure you're close to that person, because you're going to be very, very close. Leather on the dash. Leather seats, which they're not the worst, but they are race seats, and they're not going to be comfortable by any means. You've got aluminium down here where there's like little cubby holes to put your stuff in, like you probably put a mobile phone or a wallet in there. You've got electric windows, aftermarket steering wheel, which is a racing steering wheel, which I quite like. It's actually small. It's nice to drive with. And you've got a digital display, which the owner has stuck in, so this is aftermarket. It's got stereo, it's got a radio, which I don't know why you would have that. I'd rather listen to the motor, so I'd rather that out. I wouldn't even have it personally. You've got a sport, race, and normal mode. Thank God it doesn't have an eco mode, which this car should never have. That is sacrilegious if this car did have that. And it's got a fire extinguisher in case you, yes, you need to extinguish a fire. But the best part of this car, the best part, is this manual transmission, this open linkage of just seeing the gears. Like, that is awesome. Like, that is cool. I love that. And that is really awesome. The gearbox itself is phenomenal. I love how this car shifts. But yeah, again, leather on, like that's been wrapped in leather. So it does look high quality and cool, but you don't really care about that. All you care about is how this car drives, which we will do now. Alright, so still driving. I love how direct this car is. The nose just dives into corners and you feel it gripping, and you'll see, and I just love it. Just turn, it grips, add power, add power, add power, add power, add power. Yeah. Oh, this car's insane. I love it. The amount of grip in this car is ridiculous. It does allow for a bit of playful slides in sport mode and race mode, but it knows, it reads, it knows how much to give and how much not to. The traction control in this car is actually quite fun and playful, and allows for fun, like driving experiences with a bit of playful slides, but control, and that's the best part of it. You never feel out of control in this car. You always feel in control, and that's a great thing. You never feel like you're unsafe or the car's going to do something unexpected. It's pretty controlled. That's what I like about it, and as a driver you feel confident in it, and that's what I love about this car. It's just such a good driver's car. You could turn all the traction off if you wanted to and be a hooligan, which most of us would like to do, and it's quite fun to do, but we only do that on the track, as we all know, to be safe and to be proper. But yeah, cars, just I love that noise the car makes, the backfires, everything about this is so good. Those backfires are real, by the way, they're not fake. It's not some sort of tune like most cars get, like a tune that allows for little pops and bangs. I'm talking about those GTIs. I'm not saying they're bad cars, I'm just saying it's all artificial and fake. It's all programmed, where this does it naturally because it is a race car. And on that, I love it. It's a race car. Okay, so we're going to do an acceleration test. Quickly, power to weight ratio, 307 horsepower per ton, which is insane. And we're going to show you how insane in a couple of minutes time. Now. So that's 0 to the speed limit in no time, to be honest. I don't know where you'd use this power besides using it on the racetrack, because it gets there so quick, like ridiculously quick. It's insane. And for a rear-wheel drive car, I don't feel much loss of traction in a launch. It actually grips up pretty well, and I can't complain about that. This car actually grips quite phenomenal on a launch, and so I'm going to sum up the Lotus for you guys. Forgot to mention it is mid-engine, so I did forget to mention that in the video. I loved the car so much and was having so much fun, I forgot to mention that. But yes, it is mid-engine. Okay, so let's easily sum it up like this. The reason why this sports car, I think personally, is a better option than most is because of the reliability of it. It has a Toyota motor and a Toyota gearbox, meaning serviceability is gonna be easy and cheap-ish compared to your other sports cars. Meaning parts are gonna be cheap as well, okay? So that's one good thing about it. Another good thing about it, guys, is the way this thing drives, it drives like a proper sports car because of the fact that it was bred on the racetrack before it hit the road, okay? So this is a racetrack for the road, where most of your road cars are road cars, then add-ons go onto them to make them capable to go on track. That's the reason why this car is so capable on the track and so insane to drive on the road. Like, it's invigorating to drive on the road. The way this thing makes you feel, the way it handles, it's just awesome. So to end this video, I'm just gonna make it really easy and simple. Before the video, I thought, you know what? I love my M3s, I love my C63s, I like all my cars that are top spec of their range, right? And I would love to own one of those one day. But in all honesty, I'd rather drive around in a day-to-day run around and drive this thing on weekends. Seriously, it's my honest opinion. I'll drive like a standard Golf or something standard during the week just to get me by, and then look forward to driving something like this on the weekends. The way this thing drives, it just puts a smile on your face. Yes, it's impractical. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it doesn't have any boot space, etc. But you don't care. You look past all that because the way this thing makes you feel. And for that, I'm gonna say, Lotus, you've done such a great job with this car. I can't fault it because at the end of the day, YOLO, it's a race car. And on that note, guys, that's it.